All right. This is a take 2, although take 1 I don't think ever broadcast. But that's okay. Let me make sure this thing's working. I had to do the whole log out, log back in thing again. Maybe not the button I wanted to hit. Alright. That's okay. We seem to be working here. Okay. So, anyways, on my Twitter, I ran a poll to see who I was going to be inking today. And by popular demand, winning by just 1 vote, Mr. Luke Perry. There was actually only 1 vote. So, we're drawing Luke Perry today for the 1 person who voted in my online poll. But anyways, that's okay. When I set up the poll, give me a second, I'm just getting my tea in reach here. When I set up the poll, I knew I already drew Keith Flint in October as part of Inktober. So I wasn't that, even though I absolutely love the Prodigy's music, and it is absolutely heartbreaking that Keith Flint's no longer with us. I would be okay not immortalizing him, because I already have, very recently, in fact. And Luke Perry, who, I can't say I'm a big fan of Luke Perry. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan of Luke Perry. I do enjoy him and the right stuff. I just, not everything he does appeals to me. That's fine. Archie's not a show for me. People like Riverdale. My brain always calls it Archie. And that doesn't make it bad that I don't like it. I think more people need to realize that about entertainment. Not everything is made for you. I did enjoy him in Jeremiah and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the next Tarantino flick. Luke Perry has a small role in that. And he's kind of perfectly cast. The one big disappointment is we'll never see him play Pa Kent. Which I think Luke Perry would make a really good Pa Kent. Oh well. That's just me. I'm a comic book nerd. That's why you guys are watching me, isn't it? Well, let me actually put the chat window up so if there's anybody here, I can actually see you. All right. Well, that does look like his hair. Uh, just get right in here. So yeah, part of the reason why I picked the Riverdale picture is because you know, even though like I said, Riverdale's not a show for me, man, is it beautifully shot. You know, I can appreciate the aesthetics of it. I was hoping they'd have a good picture of Luke Perry with those amazingly strong lights. Found this one, which wasn't bad. But like he always his face always casts very interesting shadows. Back when he was on 90210, before he really as he was becoming the breakout star, um, he'd always do these interesting like photo shoots, and they'd have like really interesting shadows and the way they were cast and stuff, and I always liked that. I mean, in high school, I was always just obsessed with kind of piecing together the way the shadows were and like kind of chunky you know Frank Miller and I'm gonna mispronounce his name. I'm just gonna pronounce it how I always say it. Mike Mignola. Because I can't quite pronounce it properly. I apologize. No, that's not quite how you pronounce it. My tongue ain't awake, so I can't do the weird thing with the G. Or is it a Q? I don't even. It's too early for me to pronounce people's names. Renee, hello. Montgomery. I can't. I know the name Montgomery Cliff. Not Montgomery Cliff. Uh, was he also a teen heartthrob from the 50s, like James Dean? Because I know the name. It just right now things aren't really firing in my head right now. Ah. Oh, Mignola. There you go. Thank you. I remember in college, we had this assignment in one of my classes where we had to do a portrait, pen and ink portrait, and everybody we had like 2 weeks in the class to do it. I mean, you had to submit a final portfolio. The class was run like an old European salon type school, like John Singer Sargent attended, and everybody in the class except for me, well, not everybody, but a lot of my friends in the class, decided to do stippling. And while like my piece was getting like put into the school, art show, my friends were still sitting there with their little dots trying to make the stippies happen. They'd find it hilarious that I'm like whipping these things out like as quickly as I am now. Now, granted, I really did get into the details of it, the brass tacks. Okay, I'm just really going to have to look him up whenever I'm done. Because I'm not remembering his face. I'll probably know exactly who it is as soon as I see it. Yes. Well, part of these warm-ups are to kind of get me going. I usually don't work this fast whenever I'm working on something for a client or whatnot. The challenge is to kind of like, do something quick, warm myself up a bit, have a conversation, because I know you haven't joined me for one of these yet. I was at the Heavy Metal Magazine 20th anniversary party whenever they had that here in the States on paper. When I work on paper, I kind of work a little bit differently. It's kind of interesting to see how my work has changed going from different mediums. I do things to kind of slow down with the inks on paper to let things dry because I work with dip pens and whatnot and brushes. But the last comic I did that was published, um, I had my writer missed a few deadlines, and I got an extension from the publisher. So I ended up with 8 days to do 7 pages. I did a little bit of the groundwork uh, with the backgrounds because I was using photo collage for backgrounds. Um, but I was able to pencil, ink, and letter and lay in those backgrounds as well as make a few more. Um, over the course of 8 days. Not a pace I can keep up at. The worst part is that we had a 2 week extension, and he still took a little bit of time to get that done. But that's okay. I'm very happy with what he was able to do and what I was able to do, and I do hope to work with him again on something because I like what he brought to it, and I just like him. So that's one thing I can't do on paper. Oh, the name of the book is APB Artists Against Police Brutality. There were 75 contributors to the book. I worked on it with on a seven story in it with Aaron Rand Freeman, who is the host of oh, what show was that? Unreasonable Fridays, which I quite enjoy. Uh, I can't go. Yeah, there we go. Black boom. It's from Rossarium Publishing, I believe. Rossarium, yeah, I think it's Rossarium Publishing. It won the Glyph Award, which is an award for specifically for African Americans artists in comics or comic books. The book did not, necessarily my story, but that's okay. I don't want my story to have been nominated for that award. I wanted the book, but I'm still very proud of that. The work that I've done. And be part of such a really powerful book. Yeah, APB. It's very good book. Chili. Okay. All right. Now I'm just earwormed with a song, which is about Canadian politics, and yeah, uh, that's okay. I'm not even going to attempt it because YouTube will then say that I'm yeah. Anyways, Yes, I do appreciate his stuff. Although I've heard some very bad things about him lately, but that is okay, because I think he's dead. Um, I do love graphic novel recommendations. I will check that out. And if your friend does want to do a, oh, that sounds interesting. If your friend does want to do a graphic novel about labor history, I am game. You know, yeah, that sounds like a fun story. Let's see here. Yeah, I heard some of that on the podcast. You know, I should write him, see if he wants to like turn that into a graphic novel, like what I'm doing with labor. Keep it subtle. These things it really does help. Ah, there we go. All right. Oh, all right. I think I'm done with this one today. Um, yeah, I'm just doing a little pass over to kind of make sure I got everything. I think I hit all the spots. But there we go. It's Luke Perry. Got to play around with those, wonderful you know, shapes that shadows make. Punk Progress. I'll have to check them out. They sound like fun. All right, but I do have to bounce. I am working with someone on. Uh, yeah, Claudio Romo from Chile. I will definitely check that out. Thank you so much for coming by. It really does mean a lot to me. Hopefully, I'll actually have. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I'll definitely have to check out Claudio Romo. Sounds really fascinating. It also sounds like he actually, yeah. All right, but yes, thank you very much. Maybe I'll see you in the Majority Report chat room. I might pop in for a little bit for that. I try to keep it conversational. I try to pull up the chat window so I could, you know, respond to people and answer questions. I know there's a bit of a okay, sorry. I will still check out both Claudio Romo and Punks for Progress. Yeah, there's a bit of a lag, so I completely understand that. Oh, no! It's not just you. There's a bit of a lag with doing this. Uh yeah, like I might be saying something, you're responding to what I'm saying, and then I'm on to something else. So it's not just you, it's me. You know. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you for coming by, and until next time, hope you make some art. Is that what I say? No, make some art today. I forgot. I'll just go with my old thing.